The zenith of atomic optimism. In 1957, at the height of the Cold War, the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission, AEC, launched Project Plowshare, named after the biblical call to beat swords into plowshares. The goal was to use nuclear energy as an instrument of creation. Architect Edward Teller championed the nuclear charge as the cheapest and fastest bulldozer in the world. This was the peak of 1950s atomic optimism. The most audacious plan was the excavation of a second interoceanic canal. The plan was staggering: to carve a new path through Nicaragua or Colombia using a sequential detonation of over 300 nuclear charges. Engineers promised it would be 5 times cheaper and 3 times faster than conventional methods. Plowshare proposals also included blasting harbors and creating lakes. The slogan was, in fact, a propaganda weapon, aiming to show the world that the American arsenal was a force for peaceful progress. The Scar of Sedan. To prove the vision, Project Sedan was detonated in Nevada in 1962. The 104-kiloton blast was monumental. It created the largest artificial crater in the United States, nearly 400 meters wide, displacing 12 million tons of earth. Engineers hailed it as a success. But the celebration didn't last. The Sedan cloud contained more radioactive fallout than almost any other test. Isotopes drifted across the Midwest, quietly contaminating farms. Scientists quickly found that tropical rains would leach radioactivity into rivers and oceans, poisoning fisheries and risking catastrophic collapse. The bitter reality was this: the bombs could dig, but they poisoned everything they touched. The political death blow. As the 1960s advanced, the political climate hardened. The Cuban Missile Crisis had brought the world to the brink, and public patience for atomic experiments evaporated. Allies in Latin America balked at the idea of hundreds of nuclear detonations on their soil. The political and environmental reality was undeniable. The final blow. In 1963, the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty was signed. This treaty drew a firm line: no more explosions in the air or under the sea. For Project Plowshare, it was a death sentence. You cannot carve a canal with nuclear fire if the law forbids you to strike the match. Plowshare lingered on, attempting minor experiments, but its reputation never recovered. Closing the file. By 1975, the dream was over. Project Plowshare was officially terminated after 35 nuclear detonations. No harbors were opened, no new canals carved. What remained were only gaping craters and radioactive contamination that still lingers. What was once sold as the future of engineering ended as a series of scars. Project Plowshare is the perfect project file of its era, born from Cold War ambition and destroyed by the harsh reality of physics. It's a case study in how technological power cannot escape the laws of nature or the limits of human foresight. The atomic bulldozer never finished its work, but it carved a permanent, radioactive scar into the American psyche. That was the story of the Canal of Fire. If you enjoyed unlocking this file from the archives, make sure to subscribe to Project Files. Together, we'll keep declassifying more of history's most ambitious, insane, and forgotten blueprints, the ones that almost changed our world.